In most countries, organized crime hides. No name, no address, no sign on the door. But in Japan, the Yakuza list their headquarters in the phone book. Gang members carry business cards. Some have official office buildings in the middle of Tokyo, with their name on the front door. They didn't hide from society. They were part of it. And that's exactly what makes them the most fascinating and most terrifying criminal organization in history. Today, we're going inside. Every level, every ritual, every price you pay to move up. Because here's what nobody tells you before you bow to your first OYABUN. The higher you climb in the Yakuza, the less of yourself you get to keep. Level 1. You don't find the Yakuza. The Yakuza finds you. It's 4 a.m. You don't grab a weapon. You grab a scrub brush. Bathroom floor, cold tiles, a bucket of water that's already gray. You make $0. You sleep in a room with 5 other men. You eat whatever they give you. You're hungry, tired, sore, but you don't complain. Not once. The senior members walk past you every day. They don't look at you. To them, you are furniture, something to be used and ignored, but you watch them. The way a room changes when they walk in. The way people move without being asked. And something inside you thinks, one day. You wash the boss's car every morning. Black, spotless, mirror finish, 1 watermark. Do it again. No explanation, no second chance. Just again. And here's the thing nobody tells you about this level. You start to love it. Not the scrubbing, not the hunger, but the order of it. For the first time in your life, you know exactly what is expected of you, and that feels like freedom. Level 2. Now you work, and you don't ask what the work is. A year passes. They give you a job, not scrubbing, a name, an address, a time. Make sure he pays. The man is a restaurant owner. He owes $8,000. He thought maybe they'd forget. They never forget. You show up at noon. He's behind the counter. When he sees you, he goes pale. You don't raise your voice. You don't touch anything. You just stand there and smile. He opens the register. On the walk back, you realize something. Power isn't about size. It isn't about weapons. It's about what people think you're capable of. But here's the cost nobody told you about. That night, you can't sleep. Not because of guilt, because of how easy it was. And that scares you more than anything else. You make $2,000 a month now. But every week, a percentage goes up. Always on time. Always the right amount. If you hide even $1, you are stealing from the family. And thieves get punished. Level 3. You're not following orders anymore. You're giving them. 3 years in, you have your own crew now. 6 men who do what you say, who show up when you call, who don't ask questions. You have territory, 3 blocks, 2 restaurants, 1 gambling den. Every week, money flows up, always on time, always the right amount. But one Tuesday morning, a rival crew crosses into your block. They didn't ask. They didn't warn you. They just showed up. And now everyone is watching, because in this world, disrespect that goes unanswered is an invitation for more disrespect. You grab a metal pipe. You gather your toughest guys. You handle it. Afterward, your boss calls you into his office. He doesn't say, "Well done." He doesn't say anything. He just nods. And somehow, that nod means more than anything anyone has ever said to you. But at 3 a.m. that night, you check on your younger brother. He's 17, still in school, still laughing at stupid things, still innocent. You watch him sleep for a long time. and you make a decision. He will never know what you do. Not ever. Level 4. You thought power meant freedom. You were wrong. 5 years in, you aren't fighting in alleys anymore. You're working in an office. You traded the metal pipe for a laptop. You manage the front companies, a trucking company, a waste disposal firm, to the public, normal businesses. But you know what they're really used for. You carry 2 phones now. One for real work, one for family work. You never mix them up. You're in charge of logistics. When the boss travels, you plan the route. You decide which cars, which bodyguards, where they stand. If everything goes right, nobody notices you. But if the boss is 1 minute late, it's your fault. And here's what nobody warned you about. Your wife asks why you're never home before midnight. You tell her it's work. She asks what kind of work. You smile. Business, you say. She stopped asking after that. And somehow, that silence is worse than any question. Level 5. You're not a person anymore. You're a solution. The second decade. A problem arrives. Not a person. A problem. That's how you think about it now. A politician who knows too much. A journalist who got too close. A member who started talking to the wrong people. Your boss doesn't give you details. He just looks at you. And you know. You handle it. Clean. Quiet. No trail. Afterward, you fly to Kyoto for the weekend. You walk through temples. You eat good food. You sleep deeply. And you feel nothing. That's the part nobody tells you about. Not the guilt. The absence of it. Because guilt means you still think of yourself as the person you used to be. And that person left a long time ago, but late at night. Sometimes you remember a version of yourself at 19, angry, hungry, scrubbing bathroom floors at 4 a.m., and you wonder if someone had offered you something different that day. Would you have taken it? Push the thought away. At this level, that kind of thinking is dangerous. Level 6. You're not inside the organization anymore. You are the organization. There is no ceremony for this level, no ritual, no handshake, no announcement. One morning you wake up, and you are the OYABUN, the father, the boss, the final word. 500 men who would die for you. And you trust none of them completely. You live in a compound with 14 rooms, security cameras on every corner, 2 guards outside your door, always. You haven't walked to a convenience store in 12 years. You are the most powerful man in 3 prefectures. And you cannot buy a cup of coffee alone. The government has a special task force. Their only job, put you in a cage. They've been trying for 7 years. Every morning, your lawyer calls. Last night was safe. You sit in your garden, beautiful, perfect, every stone in the right place. And the walls are very high. You built an empire, and the empire built a prison. There's no retirement, no exit plan, no version of this that ends quietly. You look at your hands, 9 fingers on one, 8 on the other, each missing joint, a story, each story in a moment you cannot take back, and sitting there, the most powerful man in 3 prefectures. You finally understand something. You were always the bullet. You just never knew which direction you were being fired. So there it is. Every level, every ritual, every price. The boy who scrubbed floors at 4 a.m. slowly became the man who decides who eats and who starves. The Yakuza has existed for over 300 years, longer than the United States of America. They survived world wars, a nuclear bomb, and every government that tried to end them. They're still here, not because they're unstoppable, but because every generation produces young men who are hungry, who want to matter, who will trade everything they are for the feeling of being someone. And the most dangerous part? Nobody forces them. They choose it. Every single time. The question was never, can you survive every level? The real question, what are you willing to become? Because the organization doesn't change as you rise. You do. Slowly. Quietly. So gradually you don't even notice, until one day you sit in your garden, behind your very high walls, and the person sitting there still has your name, but they haven't been you for a very long time.